What I want you to do is pick out the darkest skinned person in the classroom.
This is not good.
All right, who do you got?
The guy in the back with the blue mask.
Oh, yeah. Osa? Osa. Of course. Dude, wait, hang on. Yo, you just missed it by a hot minute. How was that?
Pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And like, what was uncomfortable about it?
I don't know. It's just like a hot topic nowadays. I didn't want to offend anyone by like, I don't know. It's just an interesting question and task.
What makes it a hot topic?
Just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like.
No, go ahead. Try to parse that out. Like, what makes it a hot topic?
Just like everyone today is very like sensitive, and you just want to make sure that like you're not offending anyone by like their skin color, race, or ethnicity, or anything like that.
Okay, so when you say everyone is sensitive, who is like she sensitive?
No, I didn't mean like everyone, but nowadays people are just like in the majority are more focused on making sure everyone's like politically correct and.
Okay, so we're more focused on making sure what's it mean to be politically correct?
Just to have everybody's like feelings accounted for, make sure you're not saying anything like so controversial or that's going to offend anybody.
And do you have an idea as what would be controversial about picking out the darkest skinned person in here? By the way, you're not in any way. Everything you're saying right now is what 99.9% of certainly white Americans, but probably most Americans would say. So you're right in the center lane. Like, it's brilliant. So I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm not trying to put you in a corner somehow. I'm actually trying to just pull out of you. Tell us what you see. So go ahead.
What was your question again?
Well, first off, I want to go, when you said like everyone or lots of people, or like, I want to know kind of like who in particular.
I would say like my generation, like specifically just with like social media and everything, like people are being held more accountable for their actions nowadays just because people's actions are reaching a broader amount of people. So like my generation has done a good job of like holding people accountable. Sometimes it goes a little too far, but like other than that, I would say like my generation.
If someone said, I'm offended that you did that, or that Sam Richards had you do this, what do you think they would be offended by?
Just by like singling somebody out for like the color of their skin. I don't know, like if you asked me like to pick out like the brightest colored t-shirt, I feel like it'd be a lot different, but just because it's someone's color of their skin, it might be a little more offensive.
And the color of their skin means?
Like their race.
Okay, so you're seeing race, like you're seeing something.
Oh, yes, correct.
What do you think Osa thought?
I don't know.
Or how do you think he's feeling?
Like the darkest person in the room?
Yeah, we haven't confirmed that he is, but we both think he probably is, but that doesn't mean he is. We'd have to measure skin pigmentation, which, by the way, when you measure it, we measure this on the under the arm, because under the arm is where you almost never ever get sun. And so when you look at your skin under your arm, like right here, that's your skin pigmentation color. What do you think he's?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the type of person he is. Like if you're a go with the flow type, like he just kind of might just think it's part of the class. Like might not take offense to it, but I don't think he would take that much offense to it. I hope not.
Dude, Osa, did you think you might get chosen?
I had a good feeling I was going to get chosen.
How do you feel about the fact that you got singled out? Because that was the thing, right? Oh, you got singled out.
Like, I thought it was hilarious because I was like, there's no way Sam set this up.
Yeah.
There's like, no way. Realistically, it should have been him.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
he wasn't
exactly.
in the room.
The dude in the back, Raphael,
Yeah,
that guy, man.
yeah, that's the real dark guy.
Hey, can you put Raphael on the camera? Dude, Raphael, go stand next to Osa so we can see you together.
I don't like this game.
Me neither.
Yeah. I don't know. It could go one way or the other. It's hard because he has a black hoodie on, and that changes things. One of the things that's really fascinating about evolution, and I recognize that there are a bunch of people in here, maybe watching the stream, who don't believe in evolution, but for the moment, just humor me because whatever, we're going to go with it. So the idea is that, what we refer to as Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, emerged right about here in the Nilotic region. And so, by the way, we're going to go back to Ethiopia. And then people just start to migrate around to come this way and this way. We don't show the arrows going this way, but people began migrating. It went up into Europe, across Asia, down through the south, and then up into Eurasia, and then up there. And this is how we got to the native peoples of the Americas. And the whole thing, just how people started in one spot and then moved around. And what happened was, as you migrate to different areas of the world, your body encounters different climatic conditions, you eat different foods. I mean, all sorts of different things happen along the way because like life here in Central Africa is very different than life in the desert, very different than life up north here or coming up into this area or down around here. It's like and what happens is bodies change to adapt to the environment in which people are living. Now, not right away. Like, your great-great-great-grandkids, if we survive for you to have great-great-great-grandkids. But if we do, their bodies aren't going to adapt. There may be some tiny adaptations, but mostly we're not going to see a lot, right? So we look at the build of your body, how thin you are, your ears, the shape of your nose, the shape of your eyebrows, the shape of your forehead compared to your nose, your lips, everything, right, is connected to some kind of selection process and adaptation process. So one of the things that what we see is that once human beings started losing their hair, the body is at risk as a result of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. And, people aren't we don't have clothing and we don't have sun spray and people don't have hats. So, you're out in these, especially the Nilotic region, and the sun is like bearing down on you. And, you're getting all these UV rays of the sun. And skin cancer has been around forever. This isn't like a new thing in the past 40 years. Skin cancer has been forever. And people don't survive, right? And so but we need the sun and we need the UV rays because it's important for the production of calcium. It's important for vitamin D. And so we got to get a certain amount of UV in us and folic acid that we need for the development of embryos and so on. But too much UV sends us over the edge. And so the body has this way of adapting by producing these different skin enzymes and pigmentations. One is melanin, which has the ability, what it does is it protects us from the UV rays of the sun, but it also changes the skin. It produces a darkening agent in the skin and turns the skin brown. And the more melanin you have, the more protection you have, but the more brown is your skin. So we say black, but it's not really black, it's brown. And so this is what we see. This is a map of skin pigmentation. And so Nigeria is right here. And so you see that means nothing to you at this point, but to the rest of you, right? Okay, so what we see is here's the equator right along here. And so we see the darkest skin along the equator. But as you move away this way and you move away this way, we see the skin lightens. So, you and I, we're like up in here. What's your background, by the way? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Pick out the darkest skinned person in the room.
Tough question, dude.
What's that?
It's a tough question.
Wait, why is it a tough question?
Because I don't want to single people out. I don't
Well,
like
no,
that.
but you just heard from me. Like, why?
Yeah, I know, it's awesome,
No, but why would you? They all just heard from me also. They just heard how valuable it is that we all have different skin tones, right?
But they don't have to pick.
Yeah, but they got it. Like, they're cool. Like, but wait, but hang on. What if somebody was offended by that? What would you say to them?
I'm sorry.
Dude, no, dude. Sorry. Fail, my friend. Fail. Sorry. Oh, my God. No. What else could you say?
I'm blanking right now.
Dude, I know. You're on the hot seat. All right, listen.
Yeah.
Man. You know what you could say? You could say, did you not just listen to what Sam Richards said?
So blame it on you.
Oh, yeah, totally. No, it's like, did you not listen to what he said? This is science. This is like not, You like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go find the darkest skinned person in the world so we can talk to that person about, and then so we can talk to that person about these issues,
let's
right?
do it.
Hang on. Now you got it. No, hang on. So that's the science piece, right? Now you can do it, right? Okay, so it's like I gave you the frame upon which you can have a conversation about skin tone that people think is really sensitive, but you're going like, hey, what are you sensitive about this? This is science. Come on, man. I gave you that permission, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you feel okay going for it?
Right now,
Yeah.
because of everything you said, and like if we're just having a conversation about what we just discussed, then it's totally okay.
Yeah. And if I asked you to pick out the lightest skinned person in the room, how would that be?
That would also be very awkward, and I'd say sorry.
To white people?
Yes, because you're still singling someone out. Like you do not want to be called like, oh, you're the lightest skinned person here, or
Yeah.
like, vice versa.
So, do you feel like that? If you were sitting down and I was like, dude, you are so white. Like, I did say it earlier. I was like, put a camera on this guy.
I don't care personally.
Okay,
But-
so you think somebody might care.
Yes.
But if you explain to them it was for the purposes of science,
Then maybe they wouldn't care. They probably wouldn't care, actually.
do you think the white person, the person who you picked as the lightest skinned person in the room would be less likely to be less offended, so to speak, than the darkest skinned person?
Maybe just because I'm a white person picking them as well.
So if it was a darker skin, somebody with dark skin pigmentation picking someone else who's more darkly pigmented,
It'd be similar, I feel
and
like.
a white person, yeah. But you're the white person. You're pretty white, dude. So you might have
Yeah.
to just hold a mirror up and pick yourself. right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I have this idea that a lot of stuff, like when I first asked, so Robert did the same thing you did. He actually picked somebody, but
I mean, I'll pick someone.
no, you don't have to pick anybody. But he picked someone, but I didn't give him any context. I just was like, go pick it, right? Right? So that would have been really troubling. He did a nice job though. But the idea is a lot of stuff that, like in a class like this, a lot of people will say about this class is like, I feel uncomfortable when you talk about certain things, or when you did like this, right? Or the thing, not so much with you, but with him. Like that was so uncomfortable and I was feeling really nervous. But sometimes the uncomfortable is like, it's really just unusual. We just don't talk about it. Like the science of skin or something, right? But what happens is, because people don't have an understanding of that, they interpret it as insensitive or offensive. It's like, oh, I'm really only uncomfortable because I've never been part of such a conversation like the one that we just had. But because I don't know what to do with it, because I've never been part of it, I'm going to say I'm offended or it's insensitive. And there's nothing insensitive about, like, is there anything insensitive about picking the person with the lightest skin or the darkest skin?
No.
I mean, inherently there isn't, right? We're just like, if I said, pick the person with the darkest hair or lightest hair or straightest hair or whatever, that wouldn't beat.
I'd pick someone.
Yeah, okay. But there's something about skin, right? This is what we carry with us. It's politicized. And so then if you don't know how to navigate the waters, then it becomes a thing. And so sometimes the only thing we can do is say, I'm offended, or that's insensitive. But it's like, you don't have to go there. Just be like, maybe you just don't understand what's going on. And maybe you're just uncomfortable because you don't understand what's going on. Which is, for me, because this is the kind of stuff that I do every day, and I've been doing it for so many years, my whole life really, that I'm comfortable in so many different situations, you know?